This is the worst adventure bike I've ever owned. It's slow, outdated, and because of its age, it needs more maintenance than any other bike I've had. Not to mention, it has a serious drinking problem when it comes to oil. And yet, I can't stop riding it. It's the bike I take out the most, and it's taken me on adventures I'll remember for the rest of my life. It's my favorite bike, and I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. When I first came across this Gen 1 KLR, it was a little beat up. It was over 20 years old and had 35,000 kilometers on it. The plastics were faded and held together with mismatched hardware and zip ties. The windshield was shattered and pieces were missing. Mechanically, it wasn't perfect, but it seemed healthy. After a quick test ride, I figured it was worth the gamble, and it ended up coming home with me for $1,400. Since then, I've fixed it up, made it my own, and put another 30,000 kilometers on the odometer. And the more I ride this bike, the more I realize something. The best adventure bike might actually be the one you don't care about. The reality of owning and riding an older bike like this is that it needs a lot of attention. Things are constantly breaking or wearing out. I often come back from longer trips with a list of repairs, and I've had to do my fair share of trailside troubleshooting. Keeping an older adventure bike going truly is a labor of love, and there's no avoiding the work that goes into it. Everything from suspension rebuilds to frame repairs. It takes a lot to keep a bike that goes through this much abuse running. After a while, you start to learn the bike's ins and outs. The noises it makes, the vibrations, the little quirks. You have to accept that it's never going to be perfect. Riding a bike like this means you're not just the rider, you're also the mechanic. But in a strange way, that's also part of the appeal. When I say the best adventure bike is the one you don't care about, I don't mean you don't care about the bike itself. I just mean you're not afraid to actually use it and put it through the abuse adventure bikes go through. An ADV bike should be a tool, not a trophy. I'm not worried about dropping the bike, taking it through a water crossing, or giving it some new scratches. It already has plenty. If I break something, it's usually a cheap fix, and I'm not concerned with everything being perfect. When a bike stops being something you're afraid to damage, it becomes something you're willing to take anywhere, and that's what it's made for. Adventure riding isn't about keeping a bike clean, it's about going places. But beyond the practicality, there's a lot more about this old KLR that keeps me riding it. To start, owning a classic bike is a lot of fun. I like taking it to bike nights and showing it off. It's a great conversation starter. People tend to like the retro look, and I get a lot of compliments on it. It really stands out. Everyone has at least one good story involving a KLR. And from my experience, the KLR community is amazing. It's also just a blast to ride. Even though the performance leaves a lot to be desired, it's such a fun and engaging experience. The sounds and the vibrations make the bike feel alive, and it feels a lot faster than it is. Character like that is something you just can't buy. Newer bikes ride better and smoother in almost every way, but my old KLR just has something about it that makes it so enjoyable. After all the rides, the repairs, and the adventures, this bike isn't just a machine. It's a reminder of every trip I've taken and every adventure still to come. And honestly, I don't see myself getting rid of this bike anytime soon. For the way I ride and the places I go, this bike just works. It's capable, simple to work on, and just the right size for me to take anywhere and everywhere. It's earned its spot in the garage more than any other bike I've owned. After all this time working on it, I not only have a good mechanical understanding of the bike, but also a stockpile of parts and accessories. Everything from upgraded suspension to luggage racks and even a spare wheel set. That means when the time eventually comes, I don't think I'll move away from the KLR. I'll probably just transfer my parts onto another one and keep going. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'd love to hear your thoughts or any stories about your favorite adventure bike. I also want to say a big thank you. The channel recently passed 2,000 subscribers, and I'm blown away by all the positive support I've gotten from the ADV community. With winter winding down, I'm looking forward to getting back out riding and sharing more adventures with you. Make sure to subscribe to keep up to date.